One of the things that I think is one of the most exciting and for me deeply meaningful things that the roles that the deacon gets to have liturgically is to be the one to carry in the Paschal candle at the great vigil of Easter. The one who carries in the candle into the darkened church, brings the new light into the church, and gets to sing that wonderful exalted that says Christ is coming into the world, the light that's coming into the world, that Christ is risen. And it is just this magnificent song. Someone has said it's a love song that the deacon gets to sing to that candle. I'm Alice Goshorn, Archdeacon for the Diocese of Indianapolis, and I am assigned as deacon at St. Thomas in the Whiteland-Franklin area. Some of my roles as Archdeacon are to act as a liaison between the bishop and the deacons. I am the one who convenes the council for the diaconate, and I would say that my role is to help with the deacon formation program, and most especially now to lift up the ministry of deacons in this diocese. As a deacon at St. Thomas, one of my most important functions, I would say, is to convene and kind of coordinate our various outreach ministries. And one of the, perhaps the most visible ministry that we have, outreach ministry that we have, is the St. Thomas Medical Clinic, which was started about now 10 years ago, and which serves the medically underserved in this county. It has become a huge ministry which has many facets to it, and I would say my main job now is just kind of coordinating the partnership that the community has with our clinic. I go to lots of meetings. Our clinic has given us a wonderful platform to be able to encourage people in the congregation and actually in Johnson County to pay attention to the issue of health care. We know that there are 47 million Americans who have no health insurance coverage, and we know that that means that there are at least 16,000 right here in Johnson County. And we have been able to participate in actually on the courthouse steps holding this issue up. We were able to be a way for people to tell their stories about what it's like not to have any health insurance and to have major heart disease. So there are just many ways that we've been able to tell the stories and get them out there, and to show the real need for healthcare reform in this country. When I first even began to think anything about the diaconate, I found myself becoming more and more active at St. Thomas. I found that I was spending a lot of time that I considered my time, being concerned with the needs and the concerns of other people around me, and it just kind of became more and more important for me to be doing those things. That's when my discernment about the ministry of deacons and what it had to me kind of had its beginning, I would say. And I think I would say to congregations who have not seen the ministry of a deacon that the bishop says often, and I think very well, that the good news that we talk about in church, that we hear proclaimed, if it's going to have any impact on the world, it has to have legs. It has to get outside the church. I would say to a congregation who wonders, what might I expect from the ministry of a deacon with us? What can I expect? I would say what you can expect is that the deacon will not bring the servanthood ministry of Christ to your congregation, But what the deacon will do is to help you do that. Will be to encourage you and to support you and to point out some of the needs that are in the community where your parish is located and help you do that ministry. All of us are ministers by virtue of our baptism. And the deacon is the one who says, yes, we promise to love our neighbor, to strive for justice and peace, and to respect the dignity of every human being. So I think that it's the deacon who can take that message and encourage people to see the needs that are out there and to respond to them. How do we identify and then select people for this important ministry? That's the question that I think a lot of people might find kind of mysterious. And I would say for us to look around in our congregations, because it might be someone there, it might be us, we might be the one. But I would say some things to look for would be, first I'd say someone who's already doing ministry of service to those who are needy, to those who are hungry, to those who are in prison, to those who have any kind of need that we might respond to. People who are already doing that. People who are helping other people to do that. People who are who see service to others as a part of what's really an important principle to them. Qualities that are important in a deacon would be loyalty and faithfulness, commitment, and obedience. I would say to anyone who either knows of someone or may have some sense that, this is a ministry that's kind of speaking to me, one of the first things, or perhaps the very first thing one would do would be to go and speak to one's priest. That would be important, to have that conversation. If you seem to find encouragement from that, then the next thing that one would probably want to do would be to come to the Commission on Ministries Information Day and bring a vestry member with you, and bring your priest with you, bring your spouse, your partner, someone from your congregation, so that they can hear more about the ministry of deacon. If you think that you might possibly be called to this ministry, or you know someone in your congregation that comes to mind as you hear about this ministry, I would be more than happy to be contacted to provide more information.